I have created identical twin Wonder Kids, one starting off in England and the other starting off in the Philippines. And we're going to see how each of their careers progresses. So first up, we have our English Wonder Kid. He is starting off at Manchester City. And the reason we're having him start off at Manchester City is because they have state-of-the-art training facilities. So despite the fact that our English Wonder Kid is starting off in the Manchester City under-18s, he is being exposed to perfect training facilities, which is the most important between like 16 to 18 years old. It's most important to have better training. So we'll see if those better training facilities and coaching helps give our English Wonder Kid a head start in their career development. And on the flip side, we have our Filipino Wonder Kid who's starting off at the Azcal's Development Club, who don't have great training facilities. They have poor training facilities. However, if we look at the senior squad, our Filipino Wonder Kid is already in their senior squad and is going to be better than pretty much the rest of their players on this team. He's going to start right off the bat. So we're going to see if our Filipino Wonder Kid will develop early on and maybe have a head start over just because they're playing a little bit more often, despite being on a worse team and in a worse league. And if we compare our two Wonder Kids, they are exactly the same. They both have the same attributes for everything. They are both strikers. Any differences we see between the two players will be because of their development. And as an aside, both players currently have 75 current ability, 200 potential ability, and have perfect hidden attributes. So we will see what happens. So I think we'll start off, let's go 5-year increments to see what happens. So we're going to go forward to the age of 21 years old when we might see that development start to slow down. So let's move forward to 2028 and see how our twin Wonder Kids are doing then. Welcome back. We are in 2028 and both Wonder Kids are now in England. Our English Wonder Kid is still at Manchester City. Our Filipino Wonder Kid, though, is now at Chelsea. Let's start with our Filipino Wonder Kid. Let's see what he looks like. He doesn't look phenomenal. So looking at his current ability is 124. I'm not sure that he's going to get to his potential. He's already 21 years old. The next 2 or 3 seasons, his development is going to be crucial. Has he played any games for Chelsea? Interesting. So he was phenomenal in the Philippines, playing most games, scoring a lot of goals, good average ratings. Then he went to Nice in France. Didn't really play much until he never played for the first team. He played for the second team. He did well for the second team, but he only played 7 games for the first team and didn't really play well. Signed for a smallish value for Chelsea, and he's only made 3 appearances. He hasn't had that great of a career, if I'm going to be honest. And he's not even in the Chelsea first team. He's playing for the Chelsea under-21s. And he does have some caps for the Philippines. He has a huge transfer value. It will be very interesting to see how he develops in 5 years. Because given that he only has a 124 current ability, I'm not certain he's going to get there. Let's see how our English Wonder Kid is doing. He looks much better. They've actually retrained him to play as a winger. That's interesting. Huge salary. He's in the City First squad. More caps and more goals for the Philippines. 177 current ability. Wow. He has developed phenomenally well. How has he done? So in year 3, he started playing for City, the first team, and in the previous season, good average ratings. That signifies development. 15 goals and 5 assists. He's going to start playing for Man City a lot. Has he won any trophies? He hasn't won any trophies. That's interesting. Have City not won the league? If we go to the English Premier Division, I guess City haven't won the league. Oh, wow. So they won the league once. Actually, they've won the league. Wait, why didn't he win it? I think there might be a bug in the game because he should have, given how many games he's played the last 3 seasons, he should have an English Premier League medal. So I'm not sure why he doesn't. But given how he's looking right now, I think our English Wonder Kid has had a massive head start over the Filipino Wonder Kid to start his career. Given how much better he is, those better training facilities and getting into the city squad has certainly helped him. So we're at 21 years old. The big question is, can our Filipino Wonder Kid, now at Chelsea, catch up to our English Wonder Kid? So let's go forward. Actually, let's move a little bit further than 5 years. Why don't we go to the prime of their careers? That'll be, let's say, 30 years old. So let's actually jump 9 years into the future and see what they look like in their prime. Welcome back. We are in the absolute prime of both players' careers at age 30, and our Filipino Wonder Kid is at West Ham. That makes me think he didn't catch up. Let's start off with our English Wonder Kid, see what he looks like. Phenomenal. 800,000 pounds per week, 199 current ability. He is in the prime of his career. He is as good as he's going to be. What a good player. Just a super well-rounded player. Excellent 800,000 pounds per week. 111 caps and 104 goals for the Philippines. He's had an excellent career playing out on the wing. He's getting double-digit goals every season. 360 appearances, 149 goals. He's excellent. And there is definitely a bug here where we can't see how he's doing for Man City. So let's just look and see how Man City's doing. Wow, they've won a lot of Champions Leagues and a lot of English Premier Divisions. They've been really good. Wow, United's won it the past few years, but City won it. Let's see, one, he didn't play there, so he should have maybe one, two, three, four English Premier League titles. And if we look at the Champions League, they've won a few of them. If we go to the past winners here, wow. So assuming maybe he started winning it here, one, two, three, four Champions League titles. So our Wonder Kid starting in England with Man City has done really well. But the big question is now, how has our Filipino Wonder Kid done now that he's at West Ham? He doesn't look as good. He still looks good, but the physical attributes aren't as good. Let's see what he looks like if we go to his attribute details. 167 current ability. He never reached, despite being a model professional, he never reached his full potential. This is as good as he's going to be. Still great for the Philippines, but he's an above average Premier League player. And wow. So looking at his development, he just never broke into the Chelsea squad. He never played more than 10 games this season. And I would be willing to bet it was at West Ham. Now that he started to do well here, this is when he started to play. They actually got relegated. Oh, his best season was in the Sky Bet Championship. Has it? It's actually, wow. It might have been a little disappointing actually for the Filipino Wonder Kid. I mean, decent overall totals. He hasn't been very good. And looking at what he's won, he hasn't won much. Actually, he won the Europa League. He was probably on the bench. Trophy de Champions, Caribou Cup, and then he got relegated. It's a bit of it's definitely not as good of a career. Looking at the player comparison, our English Wonder Kid in blue, Filipino Wonder Kid in green. I mean, it's just way better for the English Wonder Kid. It's a significant difference. Looking at the attributes, all of the physicals favor our English Wonder Kid, pretty much all of the mentals, most of the physicals. Wow. I was expecting there to be a difference between these two players. I wasn't expecting it to be this drastic, though. Well, all that's left is to simulate to the end of their careers and see how things are looking then. So I'll just go forward and simulate until one of our Wonder Kids retires, and we'll see what they look like at that point. We are in 2042. Both players are 35 years old, and this is the last time we see both players in the game. Let's start off with our Wonder Kid at Man City, see what he looks like even at 35 years old. He's still 175 current ability. He actually goes on to play another few seasons, but given that our Filipino Wonder Kid is about to retire, I think this is a fair place to compare both players. But he's pretty good. Let's see what his career looks like, and his career for Man City has been phenomenal. 509 appearances, 240 goals, 100 assists, 117 player match awards, and most importantly, a 7.63 average rating. Every season getting double digits in goals. What a phenomenal player. But let's look at their overview and see how they did. They have the 8 Champions Leagues and 17 Premier Divisions. So looking at the Champions Leagues, when did they win it? Looks like they won maybe one more from the last time we saw them. So maybe 5 Champions League titles or 4 or 5 Champions League titles for our English perfect wonder kid. And a number of Premier Divisions looking through 1, 2, 3, maybe 8, having won it again in 2038 and 2040. On the other hand, our Filipino wonder kid, who's actually wanted by a number of clubs in Saudi Arabia, he is still at West Ham, doesn't look nearly as good, but still 154 current ability, so he hasn't gone down that much. I think he was 165 the last time we saw him. So in 5 years, he's kind of maintained. Oh, they got relegated again. He hasn't had a great career. His highest scoring EPL season looks like it was 18 goals in 2037-38. But otherwise, man, his worst season was when they got relegated. They just haven't been great. Wow, they won the Europa Conference League the same year that they were relegated. They must have done well the previous season. So at least he has a Europa Conference League. So he has a Europa Conference League, a Europa League. So he didn't do a Carabao Cup and a Trophy de Champions. He didn't do bad, but given that he was the perfect wonder kid, it's pretty clear he never reached his full potential. And again, looking at that comparison, our guy playing for Man City is just better. Maybe not as drastically better as previously, but just much better all around. I think it really shows how important good coaching and good training facilities are for developing those technical attributes, which are harder to develop and develop last. Those physical attributes will develop first, then mental, then technical. Technical is the hardest to develop. And it's pretty clear that despite our Filipino wonder kids, he had game time, even though it was in a lower league, he had game time to start off. He developed his physicals comparably, but our player starting off at Man City with better coaching, better training facilities, was significantly better technically, and I think that says quite a lot. Well, that's it. Those are our identical twin wonder kids, one starting off in the Philippines, the other starting off at England, and their career paths. I believe I'm going to release this video as the last one of 2023. So, given that I believe this will be the last one in 2023, I would like to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you all had a great 2023, and I want to wish you all health and happiness in 2024. So, cheers, have a lovely new year, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.